everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day today. My day is good. I'm glad to be back talking to you guys. Before we jump off into this conversation, you guys know the routine. Go ahead, right down there, right on down at the bottom of your screen. Go ahead and take care of that thumbs up button. Go ahead and share my video with your family and friends as you're watching it. And if this is the first time you're checking out Kitchen Talk with Granna, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become one of my followers, okay? Thank you guys, and I appreciate it as always, okay? All right, let's go ahead and jump off into this conversation for today. All right, I only came to you guys one day last week, and that was on the 2nd. And I did that because I knew last week was going to be crazy with the election going on and everything, and it was a crazy week. And you know, it was just a long week. It was a very stressful week for a lot of people. You know, people was on pins and needles trying to wait and see what was the outcome of this election. It's just so much. And really, as of right now that I'm talking to you guys, and I'm doing this video like the last day of this week, and I think it's around like the 7th, the 6th or 7th, and they still haven't gotten a final decision. It's very, very close. It's looking like Joe Biden is gonna get the 207 electoral votes that he needs. So we don't know as of right now. Now, I may be coming back to you on tomorrow saying who our president is and talking about that. But as of right now, with this video that I'm doing, we do not know. But let me tell you guys about my voting experience, okay? I didn't get a chance to go to the poll till late that Tuesday evening because I had a little accident that Monday the 2nd. So I had to take care of some stuff, you know, trying to get a rental car and all this kind of stuff. So I didn't get a chance to go until like about 5:30 that Tuesday evening. So I get there and I'm thinking, hopefully and praying that it don't be, you know, too long of a wait. You know, regardless, I was gonna wait anyway. So, you know, get there and it's a line around the building. And I'm like, okay, you know, time went back that following Sunday, so it's already dark, and we're standing outside, and hubby went with me. We went together. There's a line around the building, and it took us, we got there about 5:35. We did not actually step our foot in the building to like about, probably right at about 6:45 to 6:50, we was actually in the building where we were to cast our votes at. And, you know, we thinking, because we go there and vote, you know, all the time. And so we had never went through this part of the building. So we get in there and we're like, okay. So we still got a long line because they had us going through a part of the building that was like a gym. And when we get in there, it's wrapped around the building, inside of it still. There's still like at over 60, 70 people in the line. So we're like, okay, so, and they're already saying, okay, at 7 o'clock, they're gonna cut off the line. Everybody that's in line at 7 o'clock, you know, of course, would get a chance to cast their votes. And at this time, you know, we can still see outside, and we see the, you know, the local police is coming and everything. So I guess they're coming to monitor the lines to make sure, you know, at 7 o'clock they'll be able to cut the lines off and everything. So we're like right at the door getting ready to go in to cast our vote. And it's like 7:03, 7:04, so I'm looking at my watch. And right at that time, CNN pops up. We get a notice from CNN, and it says, President Trump has taken Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. And I'm looking like, hold up, wait a minute. He's already taken Alabama, and now all these people still in line to vote. They're still, I'm looking behind me and I'm looking, they still got like over about 100 people or so packed in this line. This poll hasn't even closed yet. And they still have all these people to vote, and he's already taken Alabama. Okay, well, it is what it is. I'm still going to put in my vote. Hopefully my vote will help out Senator Doug Jones. So I'm still going to cast my vote and, go through the process. I'm right here at it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So by the time I get up there and I cast my vote, my husband casts his vote, and we're walking to the car. We get in the car, pop on our phone. Tommy Tuberville takes the Senate seat from Doug Jones. I'm like, really? They haven't even counted all the votes that's here at this poll. And they've already determined that he's won. Okay, so once again, we know that Alabama is a red state, and it doesn't matter that you still have, all these people over. I'm just saying, just with the ones that I could see that was in the line at the poll that I went to, hundreds of people still haven't even voted, because when we left out of there about 7:15 or so, there were still over about 100 people or so behind us that hadn't even gotten in there to cast their votes. So I'm like, okay, well, I did what I said I was going to do. I voiced my opinion through our votes. So now we're just going to let it go. They've already got, I guess, what they needed to determine the electoral votes from Alabama to determine that President Trump won Alabama. They got the votes that they needed, the majority of the votes, to determine that Tommy Tuberville had taken the seat from Doug Jones. So, okay, that is what it is. So now we're just going to have to wait for the overall results to see who's going to be our next president. So we're still at that point as of right now. And I know I keep saying right now because I take my talks and my videos a few days before. So as of right now, we're still waiting to see, the outcome of this election and who our next president is going to be. I mean, it's, according to CNN and, all the news reports, it's looking like, Joe Biden is going to be our next president. But then we have our President Trump over here on the other side already saying that it's fraud. Pennsylvania is a lot of fraud going on. It ain't nothing but a bunch of crooks up there in Pennsylvania. And, he wants to stop all the votes that's coming in. He wants to stop all the paper ballots that was sent in, the mail-in votes, the absentee votes. And he just on TV just throwing a tantrum, just acting a fool, just throwing a tantrum, and don't want to, submit to him if he does not win. He just don't want to have us. And he said this for months. I don't know why people are surprised that he's acting the way that he's acting, because he's doing what he said he's going to do. And nobody would stand up to him and just say, this is what it is, and you just need to just sit down and just accept it. None of the Republican in the White House up there will say to him, hey, we're going to have to make this a peaceful transition. We're going to have to come together as one and work with the new incoming president and let it be what it is. If that's the results and the way it turned out. They won't stand up to this man. They won't tell him. Mitch McConnell, he just is weak, and he won't say nothing. He won't tell, President Trump, but hey, he kind of tiptoeing and throwing out little stuff, talking about the civil, giving a little civil lesson here, talking about what the civil laws is and all this kind of stuff, instead of just plainly telling President Trump, just be patient and just let the system do what it's supposed to do. Let the system do what it's supposed to do. There's no signs of any type of fraud. There's no signs that the process is not doing what it should be doing. But they won't do that, They will not stand up to this man. He's out, having his little tantrums. It's just crazy. It's really making the United States just look like crap. It's making us look like we cannot even come together and have a peaceful election when they say we the people make the choice. We're supposed to be able to put our votes in, and our votes are supposed to count, and our votes are supposed to determine who the next president. And even though you may get the population of the vote, and even with that, I think Joe Biden has came back and picked up the popular votes. But even if you come out and get the popular votes, it's all about the electoral votes. You have to meet that 270 to become the next president. And if he does not get it as of right now, then I just don't get it. Why this man just would not peacefully step aside, and instead of, now you want to drag, if you don't get it, you want to drag it all through the court system. You want to do all this and do all that. We just not gonna get rid of this man. He just not gonna do it. I don't get it. But I will probably be coming back to you guys within the next day or so, talking about who, hopefully, after I finish this little session. Mostly I wanted to talk about my experience, that I had when I went to the poll, and how, even though a lot of the polls here in Alabama was not even closed more than 5 minutes, and it had already been determined, who won the state and all that, and I was just kind of shocked that 5 minutes after 7, they've already determined all that. They've already, determined who won the state, who, when it came down to the president, the Senate, and all this kind of stuff. And I was just kind of surprised, because I'm like, people still putting their ballots in. People still doing, and it just, not only the poll that I was at, when I got back home and I was watching the news, there was other polls throughout Alabama that ran over a little bit. And because there was people in line at 7 o'clock that still had to cast their vote. So I was just like, wow, they have not got all those votes in. I don't know if it would have made a difference or not, but I don't know how they was able to, at 7 on the dot, you already determined that this state had been won by this person or that person. I don't get it. I didn't understand that. But I just wanted to talk mostly about my experience when I went to the polls and how it was. So, but I was prepared to stand there and wait. It was a little chilly outside, but I stood there and I waited, and I took had a chance, and I put in my vote, and I put my let my vote speak for me and stuff. Okay, well, I hope everybody else had a good voting experience, and everybody had a chance to voice their opinion and everything. I'm about to get ready to get up out of here, but before I go, make sure you're still wearing your mask. Make sure you're still being safe. And guys, just be kind to everybody you come in contact with, and just have a great day. And I'm going to see you guys next time around. Okay, bye.